Mastering the art of defense. How to defend yourself in any argument. Engaging in arguments is a standard part of human interaction. Whether it's a heated discussion with a friend, a debate at work, or a disagreement within your family. Knowing how to defend yourself effectively can significantly affect the outcome. This video will explore strategies and techniques to help you navigate arguments confidently, respectfully, and assertively. Stay calm and composed. Maintaining composure is crucial when defending yourself in any argument. Keep your emotions in check, as becoming overly defensive or aggressive can undermine credibility and hinder productive dialogue. Take a deep breath, listen attentively to the other person's points, and respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. Choose your battles wisely. Only some arguments are worth engaging in. Assess the importance and potential impact of the discussion before diving into a heated exchange. Ask yourself if it aligns with your values, contributes to a positive outcome, and is an issue worth investing your time and energy into. Sometimes, walking away or remaining silent is the most effective defense. Active listening. One of the most powerful tools in an argument is active listening. Please demonstrate that you genuinely value the other person's perspective by giving them your undivided attention. Repeat their points back to them to ensure you understand correctly. This approach shows respect, encourages mutual understanding, and provides a solid foundation for your response. Empathy and understanding. To effectively defend yourself in an argument, it's crucial to demonstrate empathy and understanding. Put yourself in the other person's shoes and try to comprehend their motivations and feelings. This approach promotes a more compassionate discussion and allows you to address their concerns more effectively. Acknowledging their perspective creates a more receptive environment for your viewpoint. Focus on facts and evidence. When defending yourself in an argument, supporting your position with facts, evidence, and logical reasoning is essential. Avoid making unfounded claims or relying solely on personal opinions. Gather relevant information, statistics, or expert opinions to strengthen your argument. Presenting a well-reasoned case increases your credibility and creates a more compelling defense. Use clear and assertive communication. Clarity and assertiveness are essential when defending yourself in an argument. Clearly express your thoughts, ideas, and concerns without resorting to personal attacks or defensiveness. Use I statements to express your experiences and feelings rather than generalizing or accusing the other person. This approach fosters open communication and reduces the chances of escalating tensions. Respectful language and tone. Maintaining respect for the other person, even when facing a challenging argument, is crucial. Avoid derogatory or inflammatory language that can damage the conversation and strain relationships. Focus on addressing the issue at hand rather than attacking the person themselves. Carefully choosing your words and tone demonstrates maturity and increases the likelihood of a constructive dialogue. Seek common ground. There is potential for finding common ground or shared interests in many arguments. Look for areas of agreement or overlapping concerns to build upon. Highlighting shared values can help bridge the divide and create a more cooperative atmosphere. By seeking common ground, you shift the focus from an aggressive stance to a collaborative one. Know when to disengage. An argument may become unproductive or emotionally charged despite your best efforts. In such cases, it's essential to recognize when it's best to disengage. Suppose the conversation is no longer respectful, causing significant distress or leading nowhere. In that case, it may be wise to take a step back. I suggest reconvening later or agreeing to disagree, ensuring both parties maintain dignity and respect. Engaging in arguments can be draining and counterproductive, especially when the topic needs more significance or is unlikely to lead to a constructive outcome. Here are some examples of views that are not worth engaging in. 1. Trivial preferences. Arguing over personal preferences, such as favorite colors, food, or music genres, usually holds no substantial value. People's choices are subjective, and convincing others to share the same tastes rarely leads to meaningful discussions. 2. Unimportant facts. Arguing over minor, inconsequential facts or details often devolves into nitpicking and distracts from more important matters. Focusing on essential information and the bigger picture is more productive. 3. Unchangeable opinions. Some people hold deeply entrenched beliefs and are unwilling to consider alternative viewpoints. Arguing with individuals who refuse to be open-minded is usually futile and may only escalate tensions. 4. Rumors and gossip. Arguments based on rumors or hearsay are often unreliable and need more solid evidence. Engaging in such discussions can perpetuate misinformation and harm relationships. 5. Predictions and speculations. Debating future events or outcomes based on speculation can be a never-ending loop. With concrete evidence, arguing about potential scenarios can save time and energy. 6. Unsolicited advice. Offering unsolicited advice to someone not receptive to it can lead to conflict and unnecessary tension. It's best to avoid imposing your opinions if someone doesn't seek your guidance. 7. Personal attacks. Arguments that devolve into personal attacks or insults serve no constructive purpose. Engaging in such exchanges tends to escalate hostility and damages relationships. 8. Unresolvable philosophical debates. Some philosophical topics need more definitive answers and have been debated for centuries. While they can be intellectually stimulating, arguing over questions like the meaning of life may not lead to practical resolutions. 9. Arguments in heated moments. During emotionally charged situations or when anger is prevalent, discussions are unlikely to be productive. It's better to step back and address the issue when calmer heads prevail. 10. Past misunderstandings. Rehashing old arguments or dwelling on past misunderstandings can hinder progress and keep conflicts alive. It's often more productive to focus on moving forward and finding solutions. Remember, not all disagreements need to turn into arguments. Knowing when to step back or let go of minor issues can lead to healthier interactions and preserve valuable relationships. Sometimes, focusing on common ground and shared goals is more beneficial than getting caught up in divisive debates. Empathy and understanding play a significant role in de-escalating conflicts and fostering productive, respectful discussions during arguments. Here are some ways to demonstrate compassion and experience in a view. A. Active listening. Give the other person your full attention and actively listen to their perspective without interrupting. Show genuine interest in what they are saying and refrain from forming counter-arguments while they speak. B. Validate feelings. Acknowledge the emotions the other person expresses, even if you don't necessarily agree with their viewpoint. Let them know that you understand they feel a certain way and that their feelings are valid. C. Put yourself in their shoes. See the situation from the other person's perspective. Consider their background, experiences, and values that may have shaped their viewpoint. Empathizing with their position can lead to a more compassionate and open conversation. D. Use empathetic language. Choose words that convey empathy and understanding. Phrases like, "I can see why you feel that way," "It must be challenging for you," or "I understand why you might think that," show that you are attempting to understand their point of view. E. Avoid judgment. Refrain from making judgments or assumptions about the other person's motives or character. Instead, focus on the issue at hand and the arguments being presented. F. Ask clarifying questions. Seek clarification if there are points in their argument that you find unclear. Asking questions shows you genuinely grasp their perspective and value their input. G. Reflect back their ideas. Paraphrase their main points and repeat them back to ensure you've understood correctly. This demonstrates that you were actively listening and shows that you're making an effort to comprehend their position fully. H. Remain calm and respectful. Keep your emotions in check and maintain a respectful tone throughout the conversation. Avoid becoming defensive or aggressive, as this can hinder the empathetic exchange. I. Find common ground. Look for areas of agreement or shared concerns. Acknowledging common ground can create a sense of collaboration and reduce the adversarial nature of the argument. J. Be patient. Demonstrating empathy takes time and patience. Be willing to invest the effort required to understand the other person's perspective and emotions truly. K. Offer support. If the other person shares personal challenges or difficulties, offer your support and understanding. Sometimes, arguments can stem from underlying issues that need compassion and care. You create a more open and constructive environment for resolving conflicts by showing empathy and understanding, even if you ultimately disagree with the other person. Demonstrating empathy can lead to a more positive and respectful conclusion to the argument. If you found value so far in this video, please give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe to support this channel, it will be appreciated. Dealing with someone who becomes overly defensive or aggressive during an argument can be challenging. Still, there are constructive ways to handle such situations. Here are some steps to consider. 1. Stay calm. Maintain your composure and avoid responding with defensiveness or aggression yourself. Becoming reactive can escalate the situation further. 2. Give them space. If the other person is getting too defensive or aggressive, give them space to cool down. Suggest taking a short break from the conversation and reconvene later when emotions have settled. 3. Use I statements. When discussing your feelings and perspectives, use I statements rather than blaming or accusing the other person. For example, say, "I feel hurt when you say that," instead of, "You always say hurtful things." 4. Refocus on the issue. Remind the other person about the topic or issue you are discussing. Sometimes, people become defensive or aggressive because they veer off topic or feel attacked personally. 5. Empathize with their emotions. Recognize and acknowledge the other person's emotions without condoning their aggressive behavior. For example, you can say, "I see you're upset, but let's discuss this calmly." 6. Set boundaries. Be firm about boundaries if the other person's aggression becomes unacceptable or abusive. You can say, "I am not willing to continue this discussion if you continue to be disrespectful." 7. Seek a break or mediator. If the situation becomes too intense, consider involving a neutral third party as a mediator. Or suggest taking a more extended break to regroup and approach the discussion later with a fresh perspective. 8. Focus on solutions. Steer the conversation towards finding solutions rather than dwelling on the negative aspects of the argument. Identifying common goals can help diffuse tensions and encourage a more collaborative approach. 9. Remain respectful. No matter how the other person behaves, make a conscious effort to remain respectful and composed. Responding with respect can help de-escalate the situation. 10. Know when to end the argument. If it becomes evident that the other person is not receptive to a constructive discussion and the situation is not improving, consider ending the argument gracefully. Continuing may only lead to more frustration and harm the relationship further. 11. Reflect on your approach. After the argument, take some time to reflect on your contributions to the situation. Assess if there were ways you could have handled the situation differently or more effectively. Remember that you cannot control how the other person behaves. Still, you can manage your response and approach to the situation. Prioritize maintaining respect and finding a constructive resolution, even if it means revisiting the discussion later when emotions have subsided. Let's incorporate some practical strategies for diffusing tense situations. 1. Recognize early signs of escalation. Be attentive to the warning signs of escalating emotions, such as raised voices, aggressive body language, or repeating the same points without listening to each other. As soon as you notice these signs, immediately de-escalate the situation. 2. Take a breath and pause. When you feel the argument intensifying, take a deep breath and pause for a moment. This brief break can help you regain your composure and prevent impulsive reactions that may worsen the conflict. 3. Use we language. Shift the language from you versus me to we. For example, say, "We seem to have differing opinions on this matter. Let's try to find common ground." This inclusive language can foster a sense of collaboration and reduce defensiveness. 4. Lower your voice. Speak calmly and composedly, even if the other person is aggressive. Lowering your voice can be calming and encourage others to follow suit. 5. Avoid blame and accusations. Focus on the issue rather than blaming or accusing the other person. Using I statements to express your feelings can help prevent the conversation from becoming a personal attack. 6. Find areas of agreement. Look for points of agreement or shared goals to emphasize common ground. Recognizing shared interests can create a more cooperative atmosphere and provide a foundation for constructive dialogue. 7. Suggest a break. If the tension rises, propose taking a short break from the discussion. Use this time to cool off, gather your thoughts, and approach the conversation calmly. 8. Use humor to diffuse tension. When used appropriately, humor can lighten the mood and break the tension. Be careful not to use sarcasm or jokes that may further aggravate the situation. 9. Listen actively. Show genuine interest in the other person's perspective by actively listening and asking clarifying questions. Demonstrating that you value their input can de-escalate their defensiveness. 10. Stay respectful. Regardless of how heated the argument becomes, maintain a respectful and courteous demeanor. Treat others with dignity, even if you disagree with their viewpoints. 11. Seek common goals. Remind the other person of the shared goals or mutual interests you aim to achieve. Focusing on common objectives reorient the conversation towards problem solving. 12. Suggest mediation. If tensions persist, consider involving a neutral third party to mediate the discussion. A mediator can help keep the conversation on track and ensure that both parties can express their views equally. By incorporating these strategies into your approach, you can effectively de-escalate heated arguments and create a more conducive environment for constructive communication. Remember that healthy conflict resolution involves empathy, active listening, and a willingness to work together towards finding common ground. Providing strategies for handling complex or hostile personalities is crucial for viewers encountering such challenging situations. Let's include some advice on how to manage such scenarios. 1. Stay calm and composed. Maintaining your composure is essential when faced with a difficult or hostile person. Take deep breaths, stay grounded, and avoid letting their behavior affect your emotions or reactions. 2. Set boundaries. Be clear about what behavior is unacceptable to you. Politely but firmly communicate your boundaries. And let the person know you will not engage in a conversation that includes personal attacks, insults, or aggressive behavior. 3. Focus on the issue. Steer the conversation back to the specific issue and away from personal attacks. Refrain from getting caught up in their emotional or aggressive responses and remain focused on the topic. 4. Use neutral language. Keep your language neutral and avoid using accusatory or inflammatory words. Please stick to the facts and avoid assumptions about their intentions or character. 5. Don't take it personally. Recognize that the other person's behavior may reflect their issues or emotions. Try not to take their hostility personally and instead focus on finding a solution to the problem at hand. 6. Empathize without condoning. While it may be challenging, try to understand where the other person is coming from without endorsing their behavior. Empathy can help you approach the situation more patiently and compassionately. 7. Limit engagement. If the person remains unreasonably hostile or refuses to engage in respectful dialogue, consider limiting your engagement. There's no need to subject yourself to prolonged or toxic interactions. 8. Seek support. If the situation becomes too overwhelming, seek support from a neutral third party, such as a supervisor, mediator, or counselor. They can provide an objective perspective and help mediate the discussion. 9. Know when to walk away. In extreme cases where the other person's behavior is consistently abusive or harmful, prioritize your safety and well-being. Sometimes, the best action is to remove yourself from the situation entirely. 10. Learn from the experience. Take the opportunity to reflect on the encounter and identify ways to improve your own assertiveness and conflict management skills. Use the experience as a learning opportunity for future interactions. Handling difficult or hostile personalities requires a combination of assertiveness, patience, and self-awareness. While it may be challenging, practicing these strategies can help you navigate such situations with greater confidence and resilience. Remember, your well-being and mental health are paramount. And it's okay to disengage from unhealthy interactions to protect yourself. If you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe to our channel for more self-improvement videos. Comment below to tell us how useful you found this video. Don't forget to share and click the notification bell to get notified anytime we post a new video. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video.